So here I am. I'm deep in the mountains in the northern part of the Philippines. Beautiful out here. Absolutely fantastic. The temperature is really nice as well because of the high elevation of where we are. I left Angeles City, road tripped all the way up here so far, and I'm going to Sagada. It will be my first stop, which I think would be pretty interesting. And tomorrow I'm going to go to a place where there's a 106-year-old lady that does traditional tattoos, and I might get some ink done by her. We'll see how that works out. But in the meantime, enjoying this little road trip. Check it out.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you, baby. Don't let them rain on your spark. Keep it close to your heart. All of the pressure's gonna drive you crazy. Close your eyes to the madness. In the morning, it's all gonna vanish. Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you.
Super quaint little place over here I found. It's like a little chalet. It's an inn, so they got rooms, of course, up back there, and it's got a nice little restaurant, pizzeria. Pretty cool, man. I like it here in Sagada. Well, I wake up this morning in Sagada. This is what it looks like this morning in Sagada. I'm going to go out and I'm going to see if I can check out some of the local sites here, if I see any. I know there's a couple, so I want to check that out. So anybody coming to Sagada for the first time, you have to stop here at the tourist office and you have to register. And then you have to get a guide, because you can't go anywhere here in Sagada without a registered guide. So you come to the tourist office over here and then register with them. It's 100 pesos per person, which is very cheap anyways. And I think the guide's like 300 to 500 pesos. And they'll take you around to different places here in Sagada. Pretty awesome.
Okay. Huwag niyo muna yung resibo niyo kasi
All right, so once you get close to this place for Sagada with your tour guide, you have to pay 10 pesos to get into the, it's kind of like a national park in a way. I guess it should be UNESCO heritage or whatever, but once you pay your 10 pesos, which is pretty cheap, you end up walking with your guide up through this trail on the way to the coffins. Now the interesting thing about that is, what I didn't know is obviously there's a church back there, right over there, and this is kind of like the cemetery part for the church. That's interesting. So also what you get to see up here is a normal cemetery where they normally bury the dead, obviously. It's interesting the way to do it here. Cemeteries here are quite interesting. Now in the Philippines they have a tradition where every November the 1st, after Halloween, they have like Dead Saints Day or something, I forget what it's called. But they come over here and they worship the dead, and a lot of times they build like little fires. As you can see, some of these places have charcoal on them, on the little tombstones, and they honor the dead, and they have food and kind of make a celebration. As you see there, charcoal remains. The town of Sagada over there, where they buried the dead, here in the hanging coffins, is what I came to see. Crazy, right? Well, there they are. So behind me are the famous hanging coffins of Sagada. And they still actually do bury some people over here, but other areas in this region where there's very mountainous, of course, they actually do this all over the place. This is just the one site where a lot of tourists are able to visit, which is it's a pretty cool site. It's a pretty cool site to see. So one of the things always to look out for when you're driving around on these mountain roads are landslides. which happened quite a bit, which actually happened here recently in this spot right here. Totally washed out the road. They managed to fix some of it, obviously, not all of it.
Not every light is gonna guide you. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid.
The other hazard on the road here while you're driving in the Philippines is cows standing in the middle of the road. I got it. As if fallen rocks weren't enough. Okay, so before we actually go up to see the old lady that does tattoos, you got to stop here at the Tourism and Registration Office. And again, you got to register and you got to pay a small fee and continue. And you can't enter the area without a guide. Again, government regulation. So we have a guide who's going to walk us through. It's about a 1 hour trek. So we'll see how that goes. It's a really nice walk, a really nice hike all the way up to this village. Gotta love it. Beautiful out here. Yeah, it's quite a journey. Walking through a little bit of it's a well-marked path, a little bit of a jungle trek. But it is pretty cool, man. Not every day you get to do something as cool as this, I think. Walking through the remote areas of the Philippines, going up to a village to meet a 106-year-old lady. Well, you probably can't see it, but there's a little white van down there, a little black car beside it. That's my car. Walked all the way through the valley, all the way up here to where we are now. We're still not halfway there. It's pretty awesome though. So when you get all the way up here to the top of this village, eventually after a 1 hour trek, again you have to register and you have to pay a few pesos as usual. So that's what they're doing now while I sit here and take a little bit of a break. But we're in the village. Good fun. The amazing thing is there's a local who actually does the tattoos, and there's a huge queue of people that are waiting. A lot of people in the queue over here. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get in to get one. A lot of people waiting for our tattoos. So I couldn't actually wait in the queue to get a tattoo with whangod. So I'm getting a tattoo with his granddaughter. This is Grace, the granddaughter, carrying on the tradition of these tattoos. How long have you been doing this?
18 years now.
You've been doing it 18 years?
Yes.
Why is it so painful? No,
It's normal.
I'm kidding. It's pretty awesome. Very cool, man. I got my ink right there, 3 dots, famous signature of whangod. Well, that was the adventure of getting inked in this village remotely. To be honest, it was a really cool experience doing this kind of stuff. I liked it a lot. All right, well, I made it back to the car. Has to be said, it's a pretty cool adventure. Now, it doesn't really look that far, but when you look back at this village that's right up there, it doesn't look like it's that hard to get to. But, you know, it is, like I mentioned, to get all the way up there, you have to walk this path all the way down here, all the way into the valley, all the way across the river, up out of the valley, then back up to the top of this thing. And it takes about an hour. It was well worth it. Just a couple of dots, but it's pretty cool to have a tattoo done the traditional style. Okay, man, well, this is where all the adventure happens, man. You go up here, up this small road, look for this sign. You drive up this small road about another 20 minutes or so, and you end up at that tourist office where you got to pay and you get your guide and you get all that other stuff. It's very nice. The roads are very windy. They're all mountainous roads. There's a lot of landslides and things in the area. So it's a bit treacherous. You're driving on your own, but easily done though, easily done. Well, as mentioned, we're climbing up into the mountains over here, probably around 7,000 feet right now. You can see that we're in the clouds. It's pretty awesome to be up here. It's cold. It's actually 11 degrees Celsius. I'm in the Philippines. Can you imagine? It's 11 degrees Celsius and it's very wet and damp. Because of course, in the clouds. It's pretty awesome though, man. I like it a lot. All right, so the adventure continues. I decided to come out to Banaue to see the rice terraces. But before it gets too late, because it's 5 o'clock now, and it gets dark in about an hour. And I don't like driving on these mountain roads. Ooh, gotta watch my step. I don't like driving on these mountain roads at night. So I said, okay, I'm gonna stay at this place. But the crazy thing about that is I didn't realize you can't drive there. So I had to park my car in a parking area. Had to take some stuff out of my luggage and put it in my backpack. And then continue on foot for about 20 minutes to see if I get to the hotel. Funny thing about that is I didn't even make a reservation at this hotel. I'm just rocking up. Hello, I'm here in the jungle, wanting to stay somewhere. So if they're fully booked, I'm packed. Good fun trying to find this place though. And it's a good part of the adventure. Because, you know, adventure is what it's all about, right? And the tropical background, fantastic. Like in all places that you go in these rural areas, you stop at the land registry office and you have to register that you're coming into the place. You pay 50 pesos. In this case here, pay 50 pesos. Some places is more, some places is less. And it's like goes to the mayor's office or whatever. That's what it's for, because we're visitors here and you have to pay to come here. That's the way it is.
Not every light is gonna guide you.
Now the rice terraces that you see in the videos, if you remember Infinity Wars, has anybody watched Infinity Wars? Avengers Infinity Wars? Fucking awesome, I loved it. But when you watch at the very end, Thanos destroys the universe, clicks his fingers, and the universe is destroyed. The next scene you see him sitting in the lush area where the rice terraces are, and that was here in the province of Banaue in the Philippines. It's a big area, so there's a lot of these rice terraces around. It's pretty nice. This is one of the nice ones as well. So I'm in the rice terraces over here, and we had to find a place before it got dark. We were way up there earlier. And look at the crib. Oh my God. This is where I never stayed in a place like this in my life. There's the sink, the basin, and you know where you shower or shite is out here. That's hilarious. Oh my God. Oh, the adventures. Well, it's about 7 a.m. and I'm over here at an old lady's place, right here at the rice terraces. Beautiful here. Look at that. It's spectacular. Really, really love this place. It looks amazing. So I'm here at a young lady's place, and she's actually just pounded some rice. And this seems to be, so this is the rice?
Yeah. And you can do it like this. We can remove the rice stalk, separate, and after the removing, and you put it there and pound.
And then you put it in the thing and you pound it in there.
Yeah.
And it's the same rice we're gonna have up there at a homestay for breakfast this morning. All right, so after all the pounding of rice, this is what you get, some beautiful violet rice with eggs for breakfast and some corned beef. Delicious. Without a doubt, this is one of the more beautiful places that I've been here in the Philippines. I have to be very careful because it's a very precarious walk here. There's no railings or anything. You can easily fall off. This beautiful rice terrace all the way down there. Seriously beautiful out here, man. This is in Banawi. I'm glad I came here. Whew, spectacular. Still walking across the terraces. It's quite a long walk because we're walking right on the edge of the terraces here. Some of it was more precarious than others. This isn't too bad right now. It's a little bit narrow, but you definitely don't want to fall. And you don't want to do this with a hangover because, you know, you might get vertigo or something like this. And away you go all the way down there, which is not something you necessarily want. Kind of ruin your vacation. But I have to say, this is super, whoa, super beautiful out here. It doesn't get any better than this. Who doesn't love this stuff, man? Philippines, you're amazing. And it's not just about beaches and parties. It's about this stuff as well. So this is one of the young ladies planting the rice, her seedlings in one of the terraces here in Banawi. It's pretty awesome. Hey, young farmer lady, how long does it take the rice to grow before you can pick it?
4 months.
4 months. That's pretty fast, actually. Faster than I thought.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you, baby. Don't let them rain on your spark. Keep it close to your heart. All of the pressure's gonna drive you crazy. Close your eyes to the madness. In the morning, it's all gonna vanish. Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid.
Of course, I find a school here in the province, in the rural area. And this is the auditorium and teacher Marina. Marina is a music teacher, right?
I teach all subjects, sir.
You teach all subjects?
Not only music.
Not only music, okay. But today they're learning music.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what I found out here is there's a school, some of these students are sponsored by Canadians. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And how do the Canadians sponsor you? There's an orphanage in town, or is there a sponsorship center in town?
We are also blessed here in Banawi because one organization, the Noah's Ark, is under the leadership of Canadian people.
Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That organization will look for children who are the poorest of the poor,
Right.
and they will, if they like to sponsor, they will give some funds. And at least we have some pupils who are under the care of the ministry, Noah's Ark Ministry.
Noah's Ark Ministry.
Under Sister Linda Bill.
Oh, so that's like a Catholic or Christian ministry.
It's I think Assemblies of God.
Semblance of God Ministry.
Yeah.
And they get sponsors from Canada.
Yes.
And the Canadian sponsors actually sponsor some of the kids to go to school.
Yes, sir.
For their entire school, like from the beginning to end.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's really nice. So once again, Canada is doing good for the people out here,
Yeah.
right? That's very good. I'm glad to see that. And oh yeah, message to Canada. What is that?
Thank you very much, Canadian people, especially to Sister Linda Vilhusen under Noah's Ark Ministry.
That's awesome. Super. Thank you very much for that. Well, that was cool, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Do me that favor. It'd be awesome for me. thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for being here for me, and I hope you enjoy. Have a great day. See you out there. Hi. It's working now. Good thing I don't have a blooper reel. Or do I? Well, me and my infinite wisdom, I decided to push the gas limits, and I run out of gas. And we're here, and there's no gas anywhere. And somebody on a motorcycle just went to go to a gas station about 30 minutes away to get me a couple liters of gas so I can put that in the car. So I got my gas. These guys are very helpful. Went out and got these Coke bottles full of gas from the gas station. And, putting gas in the car, so now we'll make it where we're going. These guys are pretty awesome. To be awesome, I mean to be honest. I should say, to be awesome. No, I said it again. It's to be, what? What am I saying? Wait a minute. Oh yeah. You have to leave your car parked. Let me start that again.